Okay, today on the first set of JIJE, we have a friend of mine who is very accomplished and is John Armijo. Did I say it right?
No,
No, tell me.
John Armijo.
Armijo.
But it's been mispronounced so many times, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right at this point.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. John, you're in this film. What are you? What character are you playing?
I
in
play the
JIJE?
character of Mr. Hearn, who is the owner of, I believe, a bar? A pool hall?
Is that something natural that you can just
No.
fall into? No.
It's not.
No. Okay.
I don't drink, I don't hang around in bars. I did play pool quite a bit when I was younger. Playing Mr. Hearn's a bit grumpy. While I'm not a grumpy dude, I sure look like a grumpy person. So I can portray that fairly easily.
John, how did you get in the business, and how long have you been in it?
In the film industry, I started in 2011. I'm just extremely handsome, and so back almost 10 years ago, I guess, I used to go to the gym a lot more, in much better shape than I am now. And I've got a stern look and a shaved head and nice posture, so I've always been mistaken as a police officer or as a soldier. I've been offered discounts, been thanked for my service, and I've had to stop people. So a chance meeting with a casting director, and she asked me, would you like to be with my company? And I said, sure, not knowing what to expect. And that day she signed me on to 5 projects as an extra. I said, is this normal? She said, no, you just have a really good look that I could do something with. But I've always approached it as a job first, and pretty quickly started to move through the ranks to special ability. Always being mistaken for a police officer, going on to sets, they automatically started handing me weapons, thinking I knew what I was doing. But as an intelligent person, I kept my mouth shut, went with it, and started getting onto some projects. JIJE Retaliation being the biggest, that opened up a ton of doors for me. 3 months on that set, and eventually got my SAG eligibility on that set.
John, I'm going to brag about you a second because you are unique in that you're a writer, an actor, a director, a producer, and I believe you've done some cinematography as well. So you're very accomplished, very dedicated. I've done some work with you and enjoyed myself in every one of your projects. What of those multiple roles, which do you think is your favorite so far in this business?
Well, they're all different. I'm from California, but I've been in this area for about 20 years now with no intention of ever getting into film. Fell into it, have enjoyed the acting part of it, but I'm never happy to be stagnant. I'm always looking for, this is awesome, what's the next level, what's the next level? So as I've spent time on sets, whether it's Jurassic World with a gigantic budget or a small indie film with no budget, they're essentially the same process. And as I watched that over thousands and thousands of hours, literally I did the math one time, I think I spent like 5,000 hours on sets, I realized I can do this. And by that point, I'm very into networking. I knew enough people that I could assemble a team and attempt to start to make our own projects. I think I originally wanted to get into directing, but I fell more into the producing angle because I know so many people and have such a vast network. They're filming. I've been able to call on that network to make things happen quickly. As I've got more comfortable in that role, then I've gone back and started directing, which I just directed Devotion. And I have pretty good people skills, and I know what I'm looking for, and I can communicate what's in my head versus what we want on a set and get that out of the actor, and I have a pretty good rapport with the actors that I work with, so they feel comfortable with me.
Yeah, you have incredible ingredients, if I should say so myself, to be accomplished in all those roles.
You got the job, buddy.
If I had to ask you what your worst fear in life is, do you have one?
Yes.
I know you're pretty. You do have one.
Oh yeah. My worst fear is dying before I've had enough fun. I don't have enough lifetimes to do everything I want to do.
How many projects are you involved with right now, John?
Right now? Ah, shit. Let's see.
Too many to count?
No. Well, on my own, I've got, in post-production, I think I have 3 in post-production, 1 in pre-production. I'm working on this with Dusty, JIJE, and I'm also the DP starting next weekend on a project called Final Call with Mike Young and Justin Haber, 2 guys I've met, in the film industry, that asked if I would come in and assist them because it's their first project. And again, in the film world, and I guess any world, you take care of your associates and they piggyback, take care of each other. So they've done me favors. I'm going to do it for them, and we'll just continue the relationship as long as we can. I'm sure there's a couple I'm forgetting, but I'd probably say 8 to 10 projects I'm currently working on.
Thank you, and I
some
know
degree.
that your mind is always working
Yes.
and always planning for the future.
Is it obvious?
But you seem to get these jobs done. Well, I want to thank you. And is there anything else you want to say about this particular movie before we let you go?
I'm enjoying it because I'm not completely in charge.
Yeah.
I'm pretty far down the totem pole. I think I'm third or fourth down the totem pole, which is perfectly fine.
But it seems like they're relying on you a whole lot
Well,
for
Dusty-
many, suggestions and everything.
Dusty Brown, this is his first project. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm doing my first project. Could I lean on you for some advice, consult as a
All of
consultant?" And I'm happy to do it because he's helped me out on a million projects. And my goal is to save him any grief that I can that I've learned along the way.
So you've made a few mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. That's how you learn, by making mistakes. So if I can save him any of that, mission accomplished.
Great.
So-
Well, we've been on the set with John Armijo.
Armijo.
I'm get it one day, and who's playing Mr. Hearn in the film
Yes.
JIJE, which is based on a
JIJE.
book. Okay, I've been told
They've
JIJE.
corrected me, yeah.
Thank you.
Because I was saying the same thing.
And this was based on a book written by Chris Allen, and we appreciate your time on this, and we look forward to the production.
We'll have fun.